Hi, welcome to Woo Woo Witchery and Coffee Club. I'm your host, Caro Stash. And in one place, we have Purple Elephant Deb H and Cardimancy Mesquite, whose contact information and links are below. So go, here, wait a minute. Here, go like and subscribe.
Yes.
So, Richie Longman Tarot was going to be with us, but he's unavailable, and we will definitely invite him back. So,
Yes.
So
The lovely Richie
yes,
is always welcome. He is always welcome.
he is. It'll be interesting to have his witchery.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Here. I mean, I don't often say that. I want Richie's woo woo here.
I have occasionally seen a bit of it whenever he puts up a little video.
Okay. Wow. So, and just to update everybody who is joining us, we are doing. Let me get my calendar out because I've got a lot of really good things scheduled.
Yes.
We are doing another Woo Woo Witchery and Coffee Club caffeinated and unfiltered readings on Tuesday, July 4th. So, how about that for some fireworks? For those,
Yes.
I like that.
Yes. And then we are also doing a laugh and learn magic tool talk with the Woo Woo Witchery sisters. I just made that up. Chris Yao is joining us, and we're talking about pendulums.
Yes.
Looking forward to that. And Deb, you just posted a video yesterday.
I did.
Which is lovely. Lovely. Go give it a look. See.
Yes, it's a little story about everything you do matters.
Yes.
It was a really good one. I loved it.
So we have a couple of questions, but you can type in your woo-woo witchery questions in all caps. We'll try to get through as many as we can. So let's say hi to some people. Lisa, Kindness and Light is here. I love it. Angela's like,
got to break out the queen wave.
Wave. Sherry is here. Hello. Plucky is here. Hello, Plucky. I believe I finally answered your email. I am feeling a little bit better because Saturday night I got that summer cold.
Oh no.
It's gross. Hello, White Wolf Mother. Glad to be here. I'm glad they finally fixed Wi-Fi.
Yay.
Silver is here. Hello, Silver. Good to see you. And we have Beth, Aspazio Rising. Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, I think Princess Kate montage. So, Pia's Life is here. Hi, Pia. And Peter gives a quick howdy to everybody. Probably, Peter, did you finish the patio? I'm curious. Cheyenne Shining is here. Hi. Vanessa H. Vanessa S. Vanessa S. Hi, Vanessa. Jennifer H. is here because that's where the H is. Everybody's got their H's, so I love it. Did I see? I've probably missed some people.
Patricia Tyree is here.
Okay, I'm trying to get okay. Yes, it was a very nice video.
Thank you, Peter.
So, well, Ben's people has to contact my people. We have to do that. I mean, trust me, the last contract that we had, pages and pages and pages. Patricia Tyree, hello. Good to see you. Thank you, Beth. I feel a little bit better because I took a 6-hour nap yesterday. And by the way, every time I tell people that I took a nap yesterday, the time gets longer and longer. It's like it's there. So I think he I think Ben makes Lady Silver happy. Well done.
Yes.
And Peter said, I shoveled and moved 5 ton of stone in 3 hours. I've been, holy mackerel.
That's a lot.
Yeah, we're all like,
stereo.
holy mackerel. Miss Moonlight Musings is here. Hello. And naps are a beautiful thing. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, all right. And Longman Tarot is here. Hello, Richie. I hope you are doing well. We are all sending loving energy in your direction. So there you go. So,
With your permission, of course.
Absolutely.
Toffee said, in my favorite color, bubblegum fluoro pink. Love it. And
I was in the grocery store this morning, and one of the ladies behind the counter came out and flagged me down and said, "You're so color coordinated." Because you can't see it, but my shoes match my hair, and
I love it.
And the pants I'm wearing match everything.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Very nice. Rose Flower is here. Hello, Rose Flower. And Twisted Sushi. Hello. And anyone else that I've missed, my apologies. So, but we're doing we're answering woo-woo witchery questions.
Mm-hmm.
So,
we could talk about coffee, but
I mean, we could. What kind of coffee are you drinking?
I have just plain, ordinary, hot black coffee, no sugar.
But no flavored?
No flavor, just coffee flavored.
It's coffee flavored? Okay. And Miss Moonlight Musing says, I want to try the hair color wax. I've tried that. It's okay. Michelle Marie is here. Hello, Michelle Marie. Good to see you. I'm drinking just iced coffee. Listen to me. I'm just drinking iced coffee. I'm drinking iced coffee. Vanilla almond.
That sounds nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Did you see Jackie's Crystal Moon?
Did I see Jackie's Crystal Moon? Hi, Jackie. Oh, and is drinking elderflower juice.
Very good.
Nice.
That's cool.
What do you have, Angela?
My hibiscus tea, of course.
Of course.
By the ton.
And Maruta is here. Hello. Good to see you. A lot of love for the elderflower.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I went out, so I got a cherry Coke and a tarot deck magical dog since I had to go out for meds.
There you go.
Purchase responsibly, know your limits. You're not going to get any argument from me.
I had to go out the other day, and this frankincense and vanilla scented candle just fell in my bag. And
I hate it when that happens, and you notice it after you pay for it, and you don't want to like have them have to void it.
I know.
And you can't return it. I mean, the world said it's yours.
No, because I already, it's behind me. Ablaze.
Yeah, it's a blaze. Thank you, Michelle Marie. I will gladly accept that. Rose Flower, we're actually not doing readings today. That will be on Tuesday at 2:00. So, like and subscribe. Now, the first question, and this came from a chat. Okay, and Richie said, watching from hospital bed, so don't make me laugh too hard. Don't do it.
Don't make Richie laugh.
We'll try. We'll
be very serious.
I'm very serious. Very serious. Oh, I could be like a doctor and come in with a clipboard. Ooh, all of the things you don't want a tarot card reader to say.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh, can we do all those?
Ooh, we can do that on Tuesday when we do the readings.
Okay.
What is that? Ooh. Oh, no. Anyhow, that happens to me when I come into the house with new crystals and cards and all that stuff. And we have the Cool Crone. Hello, Colleen. Good to see you. And Miss Moonlight Musings got the Dream Decoder Oracle for dream journaling. Cool.
Huh?
Love that. Love
That
that.
sounds interesting.
So,
Do you think it would help me remember my dreams?
do you want to remember your dreams?
I don't know.
And
Woo-woos.
that you
like
don't
that.
want a tarot card reader to say, "Oh, interesting. I've never seen that card before."
No, the worst I've ever heard was, "That's going to hurt."
Oh.
Oh,
Of course, that was me doing the reading.
oh my gosh. Linda Kelzer is here. Hello, Linda. And Tom, Early Ritual. And lots of love and energy for Richie.
Absolutely.
Yes. And I just got a lot of buzzing in my ear. So, and Rossi's Den. Hello, Rossi. Good to see you. Okay. So, our question, this came up from Angela. You had pointed this out. This came up from a chat.
Mm-hmm.
And the question was, how do you know what deck to use for a reading? I think this is a wonderful question.
It is.
Well, a lot of times my hand just goes for the right deck. You know what I mean? It's like my guides tell me which deck.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
So your
when I
guide-
put out decks, I'll put out like 10 to 14 decks, and then my hand just kind of goes to the right one.
Okay.
And if I try to override my guides, the deck won't shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's an interesting thing. So excuse me, sip.
Sip, sip, yes.
So basically your guides are telling you, and how do you hear your guides telling you that?
Mine just generally guide my hand. It feels like my hand goes on its own.
Okay. Is it
That's
like a magnet?
Yeah.
that's sort of what happens with me too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Rose Flower said that's interesting that the deck won't shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
I have had that too, where it's just like it gets in my hand and it's like, ooh, gross. So,
Yep.
Silver, I have that question. Oh, here you go. Where's the star of the show? Monkey.
He's asleep pretending to be asleep at my feet.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Yeah, the deck won't shuffle. And so for me, I think I do a deck interview. So when I get a new deck and I shuffle it a lot, I ask the deck how we can work together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the things that it's a suggestion. It's like, okay, I'm really good with questions of health, love. I'm really good with questions about relationships. I'm really good with non-sexual relationship questions. I'm good with work.
Yeah.
I'm decent with money. So,
And you're absolutely right. I have certain decks that read certain questions better than others.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I know what kind of questions there will be, then I will bring that deck along.
yeah.
So that it's available for me, it to be one of my choices.
Exactly. Especially if you have like a deck that's really blunt.
Uh-huh.
You're only going to pull that out for certain types of shows or questions.
Right. Or I have a couple of decks I use for mediumship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's like my Santa Muerte deck is for when people want messages from guides or
Yeah.
ancestors or people who have passed through.
Yes, and I found my Santa Muerta deck works well too if I'm doing animal readings because my pets on the other side like that deck. So they will help me with those readings.
Sure. Twisted Sushi said maybe you know your decks first.
Yes.
Access what they have. That way, when you which ones you should aim for, your intuition guides from the loved ones. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
if we're doing a show that's strictly one subject, then we will bring certain decks that read well for that subject.
Yeah.
And then our guides will help us with the specific deck we need to use for the specific question.
Yeah.
And so I also think is part of it is how open are you to hearing
Yeah.
and communicating with the deck?
Yeah.
Because you really don't need a whole lot of different decks. You only need one deck, and you can use that deck for many different things. Part of it is the energy flow
Yes.
that you have.
Yes. So if you have one deck you use for everything, that's fine.
It's great, actually, because then you don't have to think a lot about which deck to use. So one will work.
Yeah. And I do think it's really important for me is you have to have a very clear question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then
it will answer things that you'll be there all night.
You'll hear a lot more than you wanted to.
Here you go. I basically read with the deck that comes to mind. That's
that's essentially the same thing.
Yes. Your guides don't necessarily want you to know that they're guiding you. Yeah. So they will pop a little thought in your head.
Yep. And
that if the first thing that pops in your head, that's usually your guides.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Beth said I do that too, but there's some that really shine in certain areas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jennifer H said, I've given up trying to decide which decks will work best for different questions until I've worked with them for a while to get a feel for how they speak to me. Well, and it's just like any tool, they're tools, and how you work with them is what's important, because if I'm reading with okay, I have Terror of the Abyss right here, and I've worked with that for a long time, and I get to know it. I get the shorthand of the language. But if I have a brand new deck, then I want to take it out for coffee and get to know it.
Yes.
Yeah, and you gain skill with a deck as you use them. It's just like using tools. I mean, I have a pair of ignition pliers that I'll kill anybody touches them, because I can use them for so many things besides working on a car's ignition.
Okay.
It's just the way you use the tool. You get very used to it, and you need to get used to your cards that way too. Each deck, the more familiar you are with them, the more they're going to work with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Angela is a gearhead. So.
Heard it here first. Pamela Batchelor is here. Someone said they use a pendulum to decide what deck to use. Do any of you do this?
No, but it's a plausible reason or way to do it. Yeah.
Yes. I don't use the pendulum to choose a deck, but I will use a pendulum to clarify a card.
Yeah.
Yes. I won't use it to pick a deck usually. I'll do it as a supplement.
Yes.
Stay tuned for next Thursday at this time.
Absolutely.
When we talk about pendulums. Sherry said, I put several out, then Spirit will let me know which one to use. Plus, depending on question, I will only use some decks for certain topics. Yeah, definitely. And okay. Oh, Fun Boy is back. Fun boy. Somebody. Okay, let's do that. There you go. Fun boy was around. We're timing Fun boy out.
I see.
So, question: what tarot oracle card do you all relate to the most? Example: the King of Cups.
With me, it's the Tower card.
Okay.
I love the Tower card because every time a tower hits, all kinds of garbage falls away and something new comes in its place.
Yeah.
I just love the Tower card. It's always been good for me.
Yeah. And I think the Tower, okay. My favorite card is the Two of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea.
There you go.
Okay, I have never stated what my favorite card is, but you're going to hear it now. It's my life path number card, and it's the strength card.
Nice.
When it's 8,
Yes.
when it's number 8, that's my life path number.
Very nice. Do you have a favorite strength card?
Actually, I do, the Tarot Muka.
Okay. Cool. Okay. I'm looking at sometimes a YouTube reader asks you to pick a deck. How do you choose?
I look over whatever decks they're offering,
Mm-hmm.
and the one that stands out the most to me, that's the one I choose.
Yeah. Yeah, those pick a deck. Sometimes I will pick a deck that that doesn't. Sometimes I will pick a deck because I think it's going to be the most direct.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So.
And I have decks that are very blunt, and I have other decks that are direct without being as blunt. So be aware of who you're reading for, and that energy, and be aware of who you're reading in front of.
Mm-hmm.
So the audience that's listening to the reading, you don't want to offend the person you're reading for or the audience. So
yes, which takes us to our next question is how do you adjust your reading style when you read for others? I'm going to set that there for a minute, and we've got a lot of people in the chat who are talking about their life path cards, and
I have lots of company. My partner is also an 8 life path.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Together you make a 16-7. So have you seen the deck Tower Takeover? It's all towers and fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
You haven't seen it?
No.
They are all towers.
Oh, I gotta get that deck then.
Yeah. So yeah, the 8, the Hermit, love that. 17, strength. Yep. So, and Hypnicity is here. Hello. Okay. Plucky, I've got your question highlighted. So, my Slavic folklore Lenormand is feisty.
I like that.
So
I like feisty decks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, biofeedback. Hook your thumb and your finger together inside the other. Ask if you
do the.
Yep.
Or, yeah.
Oh, you do that one.
Yep. So, and Beth says, very true, Deb. I don't pull out the witchy tarot until I know the client is good with it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Life path is as you total up the numbers of your birthday. You're including the full year.
Yes.
Tony is here. Antoinette, good to see you. So maybe that's a topic for a later thing, but you can do some search. You can do some searching with it. So, okay. So how do you adjust your reading style? You sort of started this, Deb.
I adjust my reading style. Honestly, I let my guides adjust my reading style because if I'm just in conversation with you, I may say something terribly blunt.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm here and we're in a public forum, my guides have more control over what I'm doing because I let them.
Uh-huh.
And so they really adjust my reading style. But there are, if you're aware of your audience and you're aware of the person that you're reading for, and you're aware of, if you're on someone else's channel, the host's style, and you take all of that into consideration, your reading style should be able to complement all of those things.
Yeah. Yeah, I do a similar thing because it is important. You know, my goal is to deliver a message in a way someone is able to hear what is
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
that's part of my ethics. And so it is important for me to, I don't come out with a sledgehammer.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have done that. I've come out with the hardcore stuff. But I'm paying very close attention to how the person is responding, what my guides are saying, what the cards are saying.
Yes.
And
you can speak the truth without being unkind.
True.
yes, yes. And this was something I talked about on Tuesday. This idea of honesty without compassion is brutality.
Yes.
Yes. I
So
agree.
you can speak the truth. You have to say it in a way that people can hear it and feel supported.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So what did you want to add to that, Angela?
I think it's an amazing way to do it and the way it should be done. You should have compassion in every reading.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Always have compassion when you're reading.
So never read for someone you dislike.
Oh, and at voice of experience, don't read for anybody you outright despise. It'll never end well.
I think there's a story about that we're not sharing here. So
Yes, exactly.
it goes back to the ethics of reading, that conversation that we had, Deb. It's just like going, are you willing? You know, why are you doing reading? Why are you doing readings?
Yes.
Yes.
The goal. So
Are you doing readings to entertain yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing readings to try to be of service to someone with a question?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or love too much, Beth said, you know.
Yes.
That's true too.
Exactly.
If your judgment is clouded about the person you're reading for, don't read for that person.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I do struggle reading for myself.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I do too.
You know, I think many readers do. So I will ask other people for help, but I will also, when that happens, I do have a tendency to read the book, because then it's like bibliomancy. What information from the book is catching my attention?
Right.
That's a good idea.
So
For myself, I will read from the book. If I'm reading for someone else, I generally do that intuitively.
and Beth said, Deb, not if your moon is in Capricorn, LOL. It's so hard to find the tact.
My moon is in Pisces, so it's just all water. It's just.
Mine's in Scorpio.
I know we don't know anything about Scorpio, do we?
Well, and that's why people should tune in to next Tuesday, you know, caffeinated and unfiltered.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the find the answer you want to hear. You want syndrome. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not what you need.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like yelling in a can. All you can hear is, all you can hear is the echo.
Yep.
Echo. So I feel readers on YouTube forget who they are and what they are doing and cross too many boundaries ethically. Some of them do.
Yep.
There are some who do.
So, and my son asked me for readings, and I tell him I'm too biased, but I have been showing him different spreads and meanings. He's 23. I mean, Jeffrey and I will do readings for each other, but I have to be in a different mindset for it.
Yeah.
Oh, Jennifer H said, I rarely hear what I want to when I read for myself. Maybe I'm doing it wrong.
You're not.
No. Oh my gosh. But I think the idea again is a skilled reader is able to adjust to the energy flow, the question. If somebody is looking for information about career, your approach is going to be very different than someone who is grieving a lot.
Yes. Oh, seriously.
Yes. Or in emotional pain in any way.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's one of those things that that's one of the things that I notice when I watch people read. And when I've gone to, the shows where you can, there's 500 readers in an auditorium, I will walk around and I'll see what the energy is before I decide who I want to see. So Sonia is here. Hello. And more people have come in. So, okay. Did we answer Lady Silver's question? 1111. How do you pick? I just energetically, which one is interesting to me?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And how do you determine the cards? What falls out in piles or just from the top?
Oh, I shuffle and shuffle and shuffle. Then I cut the cards, and then I'll pull off the top unless something pops out. I rarely get pop outs, but when I do, I'll take them first.
If I have time, I'll shuffle several times. If I don't, I'll shuffle 2 or 3 times, and then I'll just randomly choose from the deck.
Yeah. And I think, this is part of that conversation that we had, the Tarot the Stash Way. How do you prepare for a reading? Part of what I do is I shuffle the cards the same way each time. It also helps to remove the energy from it. It helps to shift the energy to the new reading.
Yes.
So Pia's Life said, I'm the same, Angela. I figure if they pop out, they have something to say.
Yes.
Yeah, and every reader has their own way of selecting cards to read. And you do what works for you. I mean, I know some people who spread them out and then just randomly pick. And so, and I've seen some people who will actually they'll keep shuffling until a card pops out. Hey, here's the thing. What works for you is what you do.
Yes, because there is no wrong way.
Yes. Yeah. Sonia, we're doing witchery and woo-woo questions. We're not doing readings for people today. That'll be on Tuesday. So, White Wolf, okay. White Wolf Mother, I think that was your question. So one of the things that I do is because I riffle shuffle overhand but I will invariably pick, if I put them in like 3 piles, my 3rd pile, I pick from the bottom of that deck and that's a habit that I have. So, but,
if it applies, sometimes I read the bottom of the deck.
Oh yeah, I like that too. I like that too. So, oh, I love it. I get confused if it was lousy shuffling or the card just popped out. I think when there's a lot of cards that pop out, then it's bad shuffling.
It may be that that deck doesn't want to answer that question.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's what I'd say.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on. All right. Back to the starred questions. Roseflower asks, how do you decide to buy a deck? You know your limits. You purchase responsibly. Seriously. What suggestions do the two of you have?
Well, I don't have an opportunity to be able to order decks online. So I go to a metaphysical store and I generally try to hold the deck. Where the store I go to sometimes will let me open the box, and that's better. But I don't have to. If I hold the deck, I can usually tell whether or not I'm going to be able to use it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I usually I'll see someone else use a deck online and it'll speak to me and then I'll order that. Of course, I have been a victim of, ordering cards like that and they didn't really resonate. So,
right.
But most of the time I do pretty well. I like to listen to flip throughs and see the card stock and the descriptions of that, see the backs of the cards, see what the box looks like. Go through the whole thing. That's what I like about the flip throughs is I get to see a really good review of the cards.
Yeah.
I think I like the flip throughs, and on my channel, and I haven't done one for a while. I like to do flip throughs, and I don't talk about the decks because I just want to see all of the cards.
Yes, that's another important point.
And
yes, and that way you aren't influencing anybody's impression.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I also think Lisa Papez has a series that she does about what decks I'm not adding to my collection. And one of the things that she does is what is the energy around the deck that you're considering? And do I already have something that has that energy?
Yes.
So, yeah. And so.
And also when Tony Antoinette, Intuitive Tarot and Jewelry, makes a good point that if you are a collector, then you use a different criteria to buy decks than you are if you're, let's say, just starting out and looking for a deck that will resonate with you.
Yes.
That's true, because I do it both ways. I have decks that I like for the art and decks that I like to use. There's two different types. I like decks that I like just because I like them, and I have decks that I like because I like to use them.
Yeah. And okay, so also Jennifer said, I have to be choosy about what I buy, so I don't allow myself to buy on impulse.
Yes.
If I like a deck, I will see, I will write down the name and then see if I still want it a few weeks later. That's great. Very, very helpful. And such a helpful question, and money saving. Yeah.
And on that point, I also will buy decks used on eBay.
Yeah.
When they're just too pricey and I'm not willing to pay the $60, $90 for a deck, I will go on eBay and find them.
Sure. And Sonia said, so happy I just won a deck this morning. So surprised I hadn't had one since my love passed 12 years ago. Hope they resonate with me. Yes.
Oh, nice.
So,
if they don't, Sonia, it's possible you may find someone to trade with.
Yes.
True. Yeah. And Pamela said there's some decks that I was upset I missed out on much later when there was a reprint, and I realized it doesn't fit with me anymore. I think there's this, I think it is a really important thing to pay attention to. Why are you wanting to buy a deck? Is it
Uh-huh.
filling a gap, or is it actually fulfilling something that you truly need?
Yes.
Yes, and then there are other decks that are just shiny.
Yes, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Or as Tony said, my precious.
Yeah.
Precious. Yeah, and I agree. It's important to know the seller on Etsy.
Yeah.
Usually, when I'm buying decks, I go right to the publisher or the creator.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. If you can do that, that's great.
Yes, definitely.
Because that way, that's the most direct way to support the creator.
Yes. Okay. Beth, it's an interesting because if I assign a type of reading to a specific deck, I'm always wrong. Who knows? Who knew my witches deck would be so nuts and bolt pragmatic? You see, and this is where you're paying attention to your deck. You
Yes.
think it's going to be something, but it's something else. It's like, and I maybe told this. I pulled this out because it's Pride Month. The gay tarot
Mm-hmm.
gives the greatest straight relationship readings ever. Not for the gays. You know me.
So, well, and I use a Deviant Moon deck when I need a fluffy bunny reading. And I know that that's not what the images look like.
Yeah.
But that's the readings it gives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So-
The Deviant Moon, for me, it's a funny deck. It creates laughter. So I try and do reviews 50-50, some silent, some with commentary. It's true about collecting. I'm an artist, and some of the decks I view as mini galleries. I also buy some decks for guidebooks. Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Julia Kushia Watts is here. Hello, Julia. Or Julie. I keep calling her Julia. So, anyhow. Yeah, it's true of the FOMO, the fear of missing out.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. Thomas, Tarot Your Way is here. And okay, just getting caught up. And okay, so and White Wolf Mother, last week I asked about my husband a VA being 100%. We see the judge in a month. I got the notice the next day.
I remember that.
Yep. Plucky Heroine said, when I pull cards for myself, I pick the cards that make my hands warm up and tingle. That's great.
That makes sense.
That does. Okay. Have any of you purchased a deck that you later found out to be a wrong one?
Oh, yeah.
I have a deck that I love the artwork, but it hurts my hands, so I can't use it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not in a position to be a collector at this point. So it's just sitting on the shelf collecting dust.
Yeah. I have made some purchases that I wasn't happy about. I sort of gave into the popular approach to it. It's like there was a deck that I'm not naming that everybody was talking about. It's such an inclusive deck and it's great. The problem was I loved the color palette. I did not like artwork. And I didn't know that until I actually had it in my hands.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Some things you just don't know until you have the deck in your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hope that answered that question, Plucky. Vanessa S., have any of you heard your name being called with an unfamiliar voice and no one is there and you know you are of sound mind? If so, what is that about?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Hi, Vanessa. I think that happens to a lot of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So,
and I think that it's one of two things, can be one of two things. It can be your guides, or it can be a trickster.
You just have to listen to what they say and depend on whether it's good or bad.
So a lot of times guides won't use an unfamiliar voice to you, though.
Yeah.
They'll use your voice or someone you know.
Okay. And
or at least that's been my experience.
yeah, I think, and one of the things, Vanessa, that I would do is I would actually go, what do you want?
Very good.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you want? Who are you?
Who are you? What are your intentions? What's going on?
And if you are clairaudient, which it sounds like you may be, then you may hear an answer.
Yep.
And this is one of those things that Betsy and I talked about in a Laugh and Learn, mediumship and being a medium. And there's great suggestions for how to build that ability.
Yes. If you want to.
If you want to.
Yes.
Yeah. Pamela said, I've had that happen, but never figured it out. It was just my name, no message attached to it. Okay.
Oh, that's somebody saying hello.
Yes, just somebody saying hello.
Yeah. Okay. Getting back up here. Got you, Vanessa. Okay. Jennifer H said it. If any of you use spreads, do you have a go-to spread? I do. I do a 3-card spread, which is the first pile, or the first position is remember this. Second position is rethink this, and the third position is release this.
That's a good one.
So thank you. Jeffrey and I were working on that one. So and it works for a lot of different things.
Yes, it does.
So
I like, if I'm reading for myself or doing a formal whole reading, I like to start with the Celtic cross. And then I will, and especially if I'm reading for myself, because it takes me a while to get all the information. But if we're doing readings like this online and they're short readings, then I generally will use a 3-card spread, and there's no rhyme or reason to how I read it. I read it the way the story unfolds.
That's what I do, is I read it the way the story unfolds for most of what I do online here. And I'll do it from 3 to 5 cards, depending on the reading. If it needs more,
Right.
I'll add the extra.
Right. My 3-card readings turn into 4-card readings a lot of the time.
Yeah.
If the bottom of the deck card applies.
Yeah.
Well, and here you go. I put that up there for you. Remember, rethink, and release.
Yes.
And it works. It really works well. And I also have, I like to do 3-card readings because you can turn that into a 6-card reading, a 9-card reading, a 12-card reading. But if I'm doing, it's like, maybe when I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll give away a couple of readings. I like to do a Celtic cross just in general, just to see what the energy is.
Yes.
So, and Hypnicity said, I use 3-card for day by day and Celtic for weekly. Okay.
That makes sense.
All right. I've probably missed some wonderful chat, or I have missed some wonderful chat. I do want to put up Julie Kuchia Watts's. In my teens, I would hear someone call my name. Sometimes I wonder now if it's just me from another level.
Could be. Yeah.
Never knows. Especially if it sounds like you.
Yeah.
Stephen has joined us.
Stephen, okay, so all of the best chatters are here.
Yep.
Yes.
Gunning crayons. I mean, y'all are the best chatters. Stephen's just the yeah, and Beth said that's what I do too. I usually about 7 to 12 cards telling a story.
Yeah.
So okay, just getting caught up. Jennifer, I hope that answered your question. Thank you. Silver asks, some readers can't tune into my energy. Does that happen to anybody else?
Yep. A lot of
Yes.
people, a lot of readers have a hard time tuning into me, and I don't know why.
Okay. Do you know why? Do you know why, Deb?
She's a receiver, not a sender.
Oh,
I'm a sender more than I am a receiver, so I never have that problem. But my brother is the opposite. So he's more closed off than I am. And I think that's what it is with Angela. And it may be what it is with you too, Silver, is that you're more of a receiver than a sender.
Fun Boy is still here. Glad to have you here, Fun Boy. Please subscribe. We'll be doing readings next Tuesday. So if you want to join that. Usually start with one card. If it doesn't answer my question, I keep pulling until the message makes sense.
Yeah, that's a good way to go too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Terry at Holding Your Space is here. Hello, Terry. I was lurking this morning while you were doing your live today. And so that does happen to me. And I actually recently had someone who, somebody who was doing mediumship, and she actually said to me during the live, I need you to relax and take a breath because you're very tense and the energy is not coming through. And I'm like, ooh, okay. I mean, and that's me. That's
yeah,
me.
that could be a me too.
So, and for those of you who are in astrology, and I'm learning astrology. I'm reading the Real Sky Astrology. Stay tuned. There's going to be a book casual.
Okay.
Stay tuned. There's going to be a book casual on this with Julie Kusha Watts here. And what I'm learning is that all but one of my planets and signs are on the lower half of the in the lower houses, which means these are things that people can't see. So it's like boom. So yeah, that's going to be a good one. We're having a good time with that.
Yes.
Okay. Pamela said, when I pull cards, always for myself, I try not to think too hard and just lay them down. And it's always astounding.
Wow.
Isn't that the key? You can't, because overthinking it is just like the worst thing.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's there. Oh, Tony said, my American friend knows when I'm sat cross-legged because her guides can't retrieve the messages due to the block. Terry is lurking, also known as listening. So it's all so. I'm going to take that banner down.
Okay.
Instead, back to that. I'm struggling with where to start learning astrology. I'm looking for something simple. Stay tuned. Watch the book casual. See how that works. There are so many good astrology channels out there and so many good astrology books. I think it's wonderful. So, maybe we'll be able to help you along. Okay. Interesting. Most of my planets are in houses 8 through 12. It's just funny. Okay. Okay. That said, I woke up last night to my dog clearly watching something on the wall by ceiling. He just kept watching it move and I couldn't see anything. Thoughts?
A visitor?
Yeah, I would just a passerby, somebody who the intuitive response that I have is somebody something's passing by and you were shiny. Like what's going on there?
So that happened to me before, but I saw the being.
Mhm.
I wasn't supposed to, but I did. And so now that person visits me and is part of my support team.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah. I also wonder if I'll just say it. It's Woo Woo Witchery and Coffee Club.
It
I'm
is.
wondering if it's one of your dog's relatives just checking up, saying hi.
Could be.
Yeah.
So, and maybe they'll meet in real life sometime.
Mhm.
So,
Or have done in the past.
or
Yep.
have done in the past. Hashtag, go watch Purple H Deb H Purple Deb H Elephant. Purple Elephant.
The answer to everything. So
Thank you, Hilda. And Cheyenne suggested Arcana of Astrology deck and guidebook. Oh, well, look. Hola, Minerva. It's good to see you. It's my god sister. Hello.
Huh.
Um, and okay.
well, then I am guessing those are human visitors you have, Stephen.
Well, and actually, Ms. Moonlight Musings, exact time is really helpful. A good astrologer can, get you close to it, and you just have to be willing to talk, and that's helpful. So,
Mhm.
um, I have visitors wanting to talk to me about my car warranty. Uh, yes, but do you actually screen the call or do you take it? Oh, he's very curious and not threatened at all. Okay. So look at the planets where you were rising during your inner. Yeah. It's just fascinating. It's just completely fascinating. The Earl of astrologies. So, I had a reader tell me to hold my palms in so I didn't absorb people's energy.
Mhm.
Did that work? Hypnicity? I mean, if it worked, great.
Yes.
Mhm.
If Juno's sphere was here, she would know all of the gestures and the things to do to help open your energy and calm. I need some of that to calm me the f down. So, but you know, I'm not saying it.
I
Anyway,
don't know what you mean, Gerald.
Not at all.
if anybody has any woo woo witchery questions, we've got a few more minutes, so I've gotten through the questions. I've probably missed some. So, but I do think I think it is one of those things. The way you hold your body really matters.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I do know that in particular during rituals that I have been in, you are not to cross your legs, cross your ankles, because it stops the energy.
Mhm.
Right.
And so that's something, and pay attention to that.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I generally try to sit straight up and flat footed because that also aligns your chakras.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. And it's amazing if you think about it. Now I'm saying this, I'm sitting up straight because it's amazing how often we're hunched over and we don't realize.
Mhm.
So, Anne Forte, hello, Anne, good to see you. Can recommend astrology using the wisdom of the stars in your everyday life. Great beginning book.
Oh, okay.
And by the way, Elemental Cartomancy is here. Chris is here. And by the way, for those of you who do not know Chris, why?
Why?
Exactly.
And Chris, what's the topic for today? I've seen you talk about it, and I forget. Last week's, what he's doing is he's giving a word and asking what cards make us think of a particular word. It was like last week was freedom. So what tarot card helps you to think of these things? So yeah, no crossing legs, ankles, or arms. Hold palms open to receive. Lift sternum, drop chin, but lift anticipital ridge. The occipital ridge. I don't know what the occipital ridge is. Do you know what the occipital ridge is?
I'm going to guess that it's your eyes, eye level, like your brow.
Oh, yes, yes. The word is science today.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it is a great series. And if Chris, you want to pop your channel in there, I think it's a really good series because it's one of those things that it helps us to go the ridge at the back of the
At
skull.
the back of the skull.
Oh, okay.
So
That's good. See, we and again, everybody, best chatters ever. There you go.
yeah,
Exactly.
Right here. So, and so yeah, and it's a the Chris's series. It's a good way to think about. I love it. Anne's like, heavens, I think I'll simply lie down after all those instructions. And you can do all of those things while you're down.
while you're lying down, yes.
Well, Chris, put in your, you are a mod. Yeah. Self-promote, Chris. Put it in there. So, okay, I haven't seen any other questions.
Did we get all of them, really?
I got all of the ones that I had.
Wow.
It's so good. So, but all right. So we're going to be doing on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 BST. Betsy is joining us again, and we are doing readings. We're doing caffeinated and unfiltered. I'm just going to call it. That. We're going to take the woo-woo witchery out of it because.
And call it caffeinated. That is rather a long name when you put the whole thing.
Yeah.
What, woo-woo witchery and coffee club unfiltered?
Caffeinated and unfiltered, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I think it's just an excuse so that I can make a new intro.
Well, that's true.
So, here you go. Chris has put that in there. Thank you, Chris. And Irene is here. Hi, Irene. Good morning. 4:00 Friday. Yeah. Good to see you. Thank you. Oh, Plucky said, call it buzz readings. Well, and I think what we'll do next time is on those readings, we will, we'll also, I'll limit the number of questions because we did a whole lot of questions.
We did.
Thank you, Rose Flower. I'm glad it's educational.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, there's an event in Glasgow this weekend called Glasgow Witchery Bazaar. I can't wait. Ooh, I want to see.
Wish I could be there.
Fun.
Yeah. Gerald, are you somewhere this evening at 6 Central, or am I wrong? I am actually this weekend. Tomorrow, I am with, God, I don't know if I'm somewhere tonight at 6 p.m. Central. I hope not, because I don't have it on my calendar. But Tarot Sachet is going to be on Indigo Jaguar Intuitive Arts with Ms. Tarot D on Friday at 8 p.m. Central. And then on Saturday, I've got lots of things going on. I'm with Sun Psychic Jean and Joan doing readings there. And then I'm doing the psychic inside the psychic studio with Allie.
We get that. When did we do that? Was it yesterday or the day before?
Yes, the day before, I think.
We were on there sometime this week.
Yeah.
Yes, you were. And then I'm live with Amy, Mystic Rose Tarot, late on Saturday evening. So
Yes.
yeah, stash about town.
Yes.
Definitely. And then next week, I've got a laugh and learn about human design coming.
That should be interesting. To that one.
Human design. Jennifer is coming. I've been able to do a couple of lives with her, and she's been very kind to come on and is going to talk about human design. And then, so on Tuesday at 2, for the month of July, or the first 3 weeks in July, I'm doing 2 shows on Tuesdays. Hashtag Overachiever.
Yes.
So Caffeinated and Unfiltered is at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
And I have a casual with Mark from Spirit Whisperer, and we're probably going to do some readings.
That'll be fun.
Yeah,
so,
well.
You two are very interesting to watch, by the way. When you bounce off of each other very well.
Mark is such a nice guy, and Jeffrey's going to watch this video. If I were single and Mark were single and we were in the same city, I mean, he's such a nice guy.
He is.
He's good to be with. He's good to be with, and he's funny too.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
as funny as my Jeffrey.
Well, of course, but
all right. Bye, Beth. And then the following week, I've got a whole bunch of fun stuff planned. And so it's all great. And Gerald, you are so busy. When do you have time for grounding? I ground all of the time. All of the time. So, cool. Sounds like a blast. It's going to be fun. So everybody needs to like and subscribe. And okay, you could just call it strong coffee. Good. Steven said, call it stop, drop, and roll. Rose Flower found this very educational. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, good. Thank you.
And the next one that we have just for the Woo Woo Witchery and Coffee Club is going to be the 13th. So in 2 weeks. And maybe if I plan ahead, I could actually put a poll up and ask people for topics, because we have more topics.
We do.
I mean, I've got a whole page of them, because one of them is I want to know what's in your woo-woo bag. That could be personal.
That could be personal.
It can.
I know, but
and Angela actually has hers with her today.
mine is right over there. So, I guess if people would like to see what's in our woo-woo bags, maybe they can leave a comment. So
there you go.
There you go.
But there you go. Yeah, there you go. P is like it could be really personal.
It could be.
Silver is like an unblushing. But I don't know if I've shown what's in my woo-woo bag. Have I shown what's in my woo-woo bag?
I don't think I've seen it.
I haven't either.
Get your tiny hands up. Use your tiny hands to like. So yeah, everybody wants to see. And by the way, definitely like and subscribe. And this is for entertainment purposes only.
Yes.
Okay. We still get, maybe next time is what's in our woo-woo bags.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, we can do that. I'm going to stop that banner. So yeah, I love it. Maruta is just like, we'll be commenting, of course.
Yes.
So, Deb, what do you have coming up?
I, on Tuesday, will be right here with some unfiltered and caffeinated, or caffeinated and unfiltered readings.
I was going to say uncaffeinated and filtered.
Unfiltered.
That's a whole different show. Welcome
Yes.
to our readings.
Yes.
And I'll be here too.
Yeah.
The decaf readings.
Decaf readings. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So, all right, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. Please go over to see Elemental Cartomancy tonight in, it's about 45 minutes, where he's talking about which card represents science. So I think that'll be cool. And so, all right. So thank you all. And I'm going to leave you with this great outro while you give a thumbs up. Bye.